I woke up today, realizing I wasn't dreaming. Walked right out and never said goodbye. Dare you leave me here with everything that we created? Chose to run with selfishness inside. Never thought that it would get to what it's all become. Giving up on everything we've done. Honey, I've got news for you. I think you chose wrong. My future's bright and I don't care if you see what's going on. Dad, I do, I want you to bleed the way I did. I'm no longer part of your game. I'll never be the same, no. Well, I got stuck in your world, realizing I stopped believing. Talked me out of thinking I was right. Cared too much to leave you, but everything we had was faded. Chose to run with foolishness and pride. Never thought that it would get to what it's all become. Giving up on everything we've done. Honey, I've got news for you. I think you chose wrong. My future's bright and I don't care if you see what's going on. Damn it, I do, I want you to bleed the way I did. I'm no longer part of your game. I'll never be the same. Now that I can see through your false reality, chose to walk away from our home. I was shocked to admit that you took too long to quit. And baby, now I'm gone. Honey, I've got news for you. I think you chose wrong. My future's bright and I don't care if you see what's going on. Damn it, I do, I want you to bleed the way I did. I'm no longer part of your game. I'll never be the same. Honey, I've got news for you. I think you chose wrong. My future's bright and I don't care if you see what's going on. Damn it, I do, I want you to bleed the way I did. I'm no longer part of your game. I'll never be the same, no.
Welcome to the Hooch, where the only place more messed up than your hosts is the barracks on a Friday night or the VA. So get ready to stand by for your weekly dose of toilet humor and shenanigans from your fellow veterans, Coy Mack and Michael Grizzled Grunt Harris.
Welcome back to the Hooch, everybody. Coy Mack here. Got Michael Harris, Kyla, and Jarod Couch. Is that what it is? Like
it is.
You are the couch man. The couch.
I am the couch.
Sir.
I prefer a love seat, but
you're Mr. Love Seat.
Yep.
You can call me
That's
Mr.
me.
Love Seat.
Mr.
Lover.
Anyway, so like before we get started with the rest of the show, I'm gonna go ahead and let you plug yourself. You know who you are, what you do, who you're with. Let's start. Go ahead.
Awesome. Well, the Oath is a veteran nonprofit focused on networking, collaboration, and promotion of veteran resources, and to reduce the effects of PTSD, veteran suicide. So that's what we're all about. The way that we do that is we run events, we get together with stuff like this, we do collaborations, and we just network with people who are trying to do the same stuff. And then, as of today, I guess we're doing some podcasts.
Hell yeah!
So here we
That's
are
exactly
on the
what
Hooch.
you're doing today.
We love
You
doing
are
it.
on
Yep.
with the Hooch. The
I'm
original,
excited.
The only.
The one and only.
The one and only. Anyway, so I got to ask you guys for the question of the day is, what is the one thing that your significant other or live-in person, whatever that might be, or whoever that might be, I don't know, what is the one thing that kind of just irks you, makes you mad, pisses you off? So go ahead, Mike. Let's start with you. Hopefully your wife is not in the room.
Hopefully she's not peeking through the door.
Right.
She's probably got a mic set up in his room right now listening to me.
See eyes. So.
But I think one thing that drives me crazy is when she can't figure out the simplest thing.
Yeah.
Like, Michael, I can't turn on my computer. Oh, hit the freaking power button. You know, there's a button right there that goes
there's a
bing. You know, so sometimes it's the simple things. And I got it, you know, a lot of times she does need help, but love my wife. But sometimes it's those just simple things.
In case she's watching.
Yes, sometimes those simple things that are kind of common sense to maybe you, me, maybe not common sense to her, that kind of pisses me off when I think it's common sense to her when it's probably not.
All right, Kai, what do you got?
I'm single, so
No. Like, it doesn't have to be recent.
Oh.
Like, it can be a
So
past.
it's not recent. Okay. I hate when they spend my money that I don't have.
That's why
I
you
like
don't
that
get
one.
joint bank accounts. I'm sorry, that's your fault. I've made
well-
that mistake before.
You know, I thought getting the BMW was nice, made all the payments and everything, and then I'm like, she's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm leaving you for your friend." Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Burn.
Bad.
Burn.
All right,
Wow.
Mr. J-Rod, what do you got?
Well, you know, I think I kind of changed. I heard Michael's, and then I was like, man, I think I'm gonna change mine. It was, so I'm a single guy. I have some lady friends, and I was not making the bed. But now it's not being able to know where we are at in a show and taking 2 hours to find out where we're at and watching the same show over and over and over. I don't know why yours
Yeah.
maybe changed, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I've got mine. Like, my wife and I are pretty open and honest with our relationship and talk about things because we're a healthy couple. It's usually the thing of like when she does the dishes and she does this thing where she like finishes part of them, but then leaves the dishwater in the dish, the sink. And guess who's the only one that has to go in there and like in the dirty water and open it up and let it out. And it's not warm water; it's the cold, gross, murky,
Oh, man.
disgusting
That-
water.
Nasty things swimming at the bottom.
Right. Or when I'm doing the floors, like I'm sweeping, I'm mopping, and then her hairs, like it's not her fault, but her hairs get stuck on the floor and then just kind of swirl around and then they just don't come up. I don't know.
And then caveat off that, you know, sticking your hand in like dirty water
Oh, yeah.
that you can't see the bottom
It's
is
gross.
almost like looking under the bed when you was a kid for the
It
monster that
totally
was under
is.
your bed.
It totally
Yeah.
is.
It's almost freaky. You're like, what's gonna grab me? What's gonna grab me? What's gonna grab me?
Oh, cut my hand open.
Right, exactly. So what's up, Joel? Mr. Joel. So today we got a couple things I wanted to really talk about. We have the heavy rocket test that you know, SpaceX did with the spaceman. I don't know, like this whole thing with that. Like I've got to. Hopefully it's on the live feed right now where it's actually showing the space guy. I want to bring it up. Nope, it's not. It's the stage one. We'll come back to it. Anyway, so I wish I was that rich. I honestly do. I wish I had Elon Musk fuck you money. Like that's what I really wish I had. Just because like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna launch a car into space. But why? Because I can. Like that's
Like,
literally was
Yeah.
his reasoning. Was just
That should have been like
I'm gonna
our
launch
real
it into
question.
space.
That should have been our real question of the day.
Right?
Like,
What would you do with the
legitimately,
fuck you money?
What would you do with fuck you money?
Oh,
Well,
God, that's a good question.
first things first.
Yeah, that is a good question.
I'd go to all the shitty bars where people like don't give me service because I'm a fat guy. And then I would go order like $1 shot from them and drop a $100 bill into the tip jar and be like, "So you want to serve me now?"
I remember getting stiffed at a bar.
Does that happen to you often? Like, Kai, do you just go into bars and people are like, "No, I'm not serving fat man."
No, like it depends, because like especially when I go to places like the Domain where you got these hot ass chicks that are subpar bartenders that couldn't pour to save their fucking life and would rather, oh my god, this guy's so rich and wants to talk to me. Like it's like, well, my money spent's just as good as his. He just has a bigger 401k and picked it.
Right. So I don't know. Like I'm excited about it, and like Mike and I actually kind of got into it earlier today about this when I was like, hey, we're going to talk about this on the podcast. I think it's awesome, and I think it's going to change the way that we think about the space exploration, especially with them able to reuse Stage 1 rockets. Like, they can bring it back to platforms and save a crap ton of money. Like, that is amazing. Because before, like, NASA's just been dropping them out in the ocean somewhere saying, fuck the environment. Just let them go. Yeah. It's fine.
And I watched their video of them coming back down today.
I saw it too.
And that was the fucking tits. I'm looking at this video, and you just see them falling from the sky, and then all of a sudden you see them shoot, and I'm like, okay, maybe this was done backwards. Maybe they're just fucking with us, and like, this is just like trick photography. Nope. And then you hear the boom boom of the sonic booms of them landing when they broke the sound barrier coming back down.
Yeah.
So for those,
I saw that in a movie once too.
Yeah. So for
just letting you know.
I was gonna say, like, for those that aren't watching us live but are hearing on the podcast right now, like, I've got the screen up of the actual live feed from the Tesla convertible, I guess, as it's just floating out in low orbit in space, because when you're Elon Musk, that's just what you do. You launch things into space and say whatever. Like, that's cool. Because that's $100,000 car, no less. Like, not only did he waste the money shooting his own rockets into space, which is a couple hundred, like, millions of dollars, and then $100,000 car tipped on top of it. Just whatever.
I mean, what would have been funnier is having that live stream if the astronaut was just flipping everyone off while he's just...
that would be great.
I would have been like, that would have been great fuck you money.
Yeah, because then you literally be saying fuck you. Like, it was...
But I think that's a step higher than like just fuck you money. That's like go fuck yourself money.
That's definitely irreverent fuck you money. Yeah.
Like,
I'm not sold, man. I don't know.
I know. Mike, the whole reason I brought it up, Mike isn't sold on it.
Has to hear about this.
Yeah, I'm not sold, man. There's a lot of things you can do in green screens and movie theaters. You can do the same type of thing instantly, and we all know it. We've seen great movies of people in outer space, and this shit looks legit real. But it's a green screen. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not. If it happened, it happened. Good for him, man. Do more of that stuff. But I'm just one of those people, man. I think, with an objective mind. I don't buy everything. I don't give a damn if a millionaire is doing it.
All I have to say is, though, while I'm wearing my NASA cap,
Satan.
what I want to question is, if we can get all this stuff awesome on a movie, why can't we get a goddamn uniform straight?
That's absolutely true. The Army just recently changed theirs, or going to change theirs.
It's a beautiful uniform. I'm just going to buy one because I can. But
oh, really? Like, you're going to put all your old stuff on there just because you can?
Yes, because I can.
Is that the kind of fuck you money you have?
Fuck you money.
Yeah, that's it.
That's class retired fuck you money. That's that retirement plus disability plus have another job. Fuck you.
But here's the thing with Elon Musk. Dude, if you have that amount of money to send a fucking Tesla to space, how about you use that fucking money to find a cure of fucking cancer or AIDS or a lot of other crazy shit we have going on?
How do you not know that he's not?
He's not.
All he cares about is going to space, man. Like, to me, I think there's a reason for that. For me personally, is that there's more money in exploration of space than there is here. You got to think of all the mining opportunities, all the precious metals and everything else. To be the first company to be able to start mining asteroids or to be mining out like extraterrestrial areas, like that's going to be the moneymaker, man. Like, in the future, like, we're talking
on home.
But if you're the company developing the technology that's going to be cheaper and more reliable, like you know, that's what he's hoping for. He's hoping for that investment into the future.
I really don't. Again, I don't buy it.
Are we looking at extraterrestrials or what? Like,
I mean,
what are we facing?
I'm not sold.
Isn't him like saying, why isn't he look for the cure for cancer? I mean, why don't you look for the cure for cancer?
Because I'm not a multi-gazillionaire.
Even without being a multi-gazillionaire, like, shouldn't we strive to do something that we want to do?
And I'm a knuckle-dragging fucking grunt. You know, I know how to make MREs really good.
I'm an MRE cook. That's what I do.
I know nothing about science, but one thing I will say is I have the right to fucking judge them and say I call bullshit.
Isn't combat a science in itself?
I wouldn't say that it's bullshit. Like, to me personally, like we could go into the specifics all day because like, Mike's kind of not a flat earther per se, but he's definitely a skeptic of the round Earth.
Yes, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm a moderate. You know, I look at.
I don't know
both
how you
sides.
can be a moderate.
So a
round
month and a
earther.
half ago, he was like, "I'm like 90% sure Earth is flat," and now this week, I'm like, now he's like, things that make you go,
Things that make you go, Yes, I question everything.
No, that's one of those things you shouldn't question. Like I've said this before. No, like okay, there are certain factual informations or things that have been tested for so long, we know them to be true. Okay.
Who knows?
We know as a society, as a whole, we know these things to be true.
Social engineering.
It's not social engineering. Jesus Christ.
Whose data was this?
If you've been on a plane, you know this.
I've been on planes. I've jumped out of planes. I've never seen anything round.
Were they vetted?
I've actually exited
It's even
aircraft.
in sniper training, for God's sakes. Jesus Christ.
That's yes. A lot of people use that theory too, but
it's not a theory. It's practice. It's practical.
But Mike, do you have like a B4 ASI for sniper?
I'm retired. I don't give a fuck about being no damn sniper.
Are you qualified to speak on
I'm a
this
qualified
topic?
CIB carrying motherfucking infantryman. That's what I am.
I'm still waiting to go onto the range and like go hot and show Mike up, show that this fat ass Pogue can destroy him at the range.
I doubt it very much.
Yeah,
but we'll test that theory.
We'll taste that theory, then we'll go eat some Vegemite and do the 12 by 12 challenge and just be all fat.
Yeah, but I mean, to stay on topic, I would say like, if this guy did do this, man, good for him, man. That's some shit that even, astronauts back in Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's era, they would have never thought some shit.
That's because it's government money. Like that, when it's government money, you can't do kind of fuck you moves. Like when you're Elon Musk and you don't care about money, you can do that. Like
I gotta say bullshit that you can't use fuck you money because the government does fuck you money all the time.
I was about to say that's all they do.
Look
Fuck you
at
money.
Obama's vacation. Look at Trump going to go play golf all the time.
But here's one thing.
Which I don't know why. Okay, I got to stop you there for a second. I don't know why liberals get upset when Trump's playing golf. That means he can't fuck anything up.
Right.
If he's not working, he's not doing any damage to the country. So shut the fuck up.
Hey,
Let him play.
Okay.
Jesus.
Hey, back off now. But one thing I will say, being objective about Elon Musk, it's the same guy who said we live in a simulation. So I'm just saying, I'm throwing that out there.
That's so true. If he doesn't believe in the Matrix, then he just broke it.
Yeah, he says we live in a simulation. So how do we know he's not trying to fool the people that follow him by doing shit like this?
Yeah.
Don't come out and say we live in a simulation. No, we live in the really real fucking world. You live in a simulation.
Well, have you seen Elon Musk's other fuck you money?
Yeah.
He's got his throwers that he's selling.
This dude looks like a fucking cyborg.
The dude looks like a cyborg, but he's getting some mad pussy.
Yeah, he's a cyborg, dude. I don't think he's from. I think he's the Antichrist.
He's a reptilian.
So wait, so he's Antichrist, or do you think he's an alien?
I think he's either reptilian or the Antichrist.
So if he's reptilian,
what if he's reptilian and the Antichrist? Like double trouble, man. Just double trouble.
So if we're out of space, do you think that they're just like traveling on like a 2D dimension coming out over here?
I don't know.
Do you believe Elon Musk is a fourth dimensional being?
We're looking for your views. We're not saying you're a scientist. We're just looking for your views over here.
So my question is, like, when you fly from one side of the earth to the other flat earth, like, what happens? Do you just flip and come like right back to the other side when you're flying?
I don't know. Ask a pilot that's never circumvented the earth.
There's been a number of pilots
that the earth, yeah.
Circumnavigated, whatever. I'm not a fucking pilot either.
There have been a number of pilots that have circumnavigated the earth.
Name one.
That's true. Alive?
I
don't know. You're gonna make me look up Google and stuff.
Don't say Amelia Earhart.
No, she crashed.
Okay, she died.
Dead.
Okay, who else? Okay, I want you guys. We're not going to talk about it now because we're kind of getting off.
We're getting off
Kai.
subject.
But I want you to look up somebody called Robert Byrd.
Oh yeah, wait, hang on. I gotta play the look at the blue sphere.
Oh yeah,
That's
look at.
pretty awesome.
Oh my
That's
God,
pretty cool.
look how circular the Earth is, and
I know it's
oh my God,
it's not flat. That's circular.
Oh my
it's,
God.
it's a sphere, man.
we don't even see the Earth that round one with the ISS feed. Get the fuck out of here.
Because
that
they're
is-
a little closer, I think. Like that, maybe that's what it is. I don't
It
know.
was made in a fucking studio, dude.
It was not made in a studio. You can't do
Okay,
that
so
with a
much-
studio. Jesus Christ.
Okay, what was that movie about with Sandra Bullock? Or not Sandra Bullock? That chick that got lost in space. Remember, she was on the ISS. They got hit with those that debris.
Right.
Armageddon?
No, it was recent. But they had the
I
same. They had the same exact picture of the Earth, though.
I believe it. I mean, it's always the same picture of the Earth.
It looks so realistic. You know all those globe drawings of the Earth from 1977 all the way to 2012.
Right.
And
the bright
they all,
wasn't
yeah.
right on that
I
one.
know. I mean, it's
Color's
not a
different.
studio. You can see the light and how it's moving is not studio light. Like that's my point. Wait, did they actually scratch up that $100,000 car? Do you see that?
No, that was actually
it scratched the fuck
an
up.
alien.
Jesus Christ.
That's an alien. It's an alien's claw that hit.
Right.
Whoa.
But no, like seriously, like that's insane. Like, did they scratch it up before they put it on there, or like what happened there? Was it during a
I
flight?
think it's the Earth's
Dude, even Starman doesn't even look fucking real. Are you
Because
fucking kidding
it's
me?
a dummy. It's
Well, it doesn't even look like anything. It looks like a CGI fucking cartoonist. Fuck that shit up.
I think
his
that's actually a
mustache looks like
reflection.
CGI, so.
Oh my God, it's
real,
not
man.
even. Okay.
It's real. Look, you can see the reflection
Just
of the
that-
Earth
I think
there.
it's a reflection.
Look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's
It's a
absolutely.
reflection on the car.
Yeah.
There's definitely a reflection on the car.
Scratches.
Where are
Oh,
the
I guess
stars
it's
at?
not scratches. That's actually the camera
Reflection.
mount. Jesus.
Where
It
are all
looked
the
like
stars
scratches
that
from there.
that's supposed to be running into? The billions and billions and billions and billions of stars out there.
I
don't see
As
them.
long as you're not getting solar flares or like from light leaks and stuff, like you can see them in the background. They're
I don't see any stars.
And where's the asteroids just like flying?
yeah,
by?
where's all these
okay, because
asteroids?
the asteroid field is not anywhere near close to our
Okay, where-
atmosphere. Jesus.
Okay, are they close to the Van Allen belt? Radiation belt?
No.
Did they go past it?
I don't think they went past it. Your camera's off again, by the way.
Okay, there's 77,000 satellites out there. Can you hit that? There are 77,000 satellites like that. I don't see one.
Yeah, I mean, look. I don't know. Like, I think it's part of the rocket, but anyway. I'm just saying, Elon's got the fuck you money. It's great.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, I
It's all-
wish I had that much money in my life, but I don't. But
It's all in fun, America.
it's all for fun. Anyway, so I guess we'll move on to the next topic, which is the point that the Department of Defense is looking at getting rid of the taping methods, and they're also thinking about kicking out non-deployables within the armed services, like within all of the branches right now.
So wait, they're getting rid of the tape test?
They are getting rid of the tape test. And
So does
I
that
don't
mean
exactly
I can go back in?
No.
No, because
I mean,
because
you
you're
still have to
obviously
make
non-deployable.
standards, Jesus, like but
You have
the
titties.
point that I was going to point out with this is that when I was in S3 before I got out, I was responsible for the BMI stuff, and I had to do the tape tests and everything, which was ridiculously stupid, right? I had this one gunny, right? He weighed in over his height and weight, what he was supposed to be, and I'm sitting there with this dude that has literally 10 to 8% body fat, and I have to tape his perfectly chiseled abs with the fucking tape and do the neck, and I'm like, this is fucking stupid. You can obviously tell he's not fat, right? And then get this kicker is the guys that I know, look, he's obviously fat. I can see him in his uniform, he is fat, and he makes the tape. How the fuck do you do that, right?
That 24-inch tape, that 24-inch neck.
Right?
I like to call
Yeah.
it my love roll.
Your love.
Yeah, I mean, I've never
No,
been a
man.
big fan of the tape test. You know, I mean, you've had soldiers that were big guys that could pass their PT test. You know, some of them were getting 300s,
Yeah.
and because they failed the tape test, they were flagged or something like that. So, I mean, it's a good thing to get rid of it. But the Army and the armed forces, period, across the board, need to, you know, withhold that standard of if you look morbidly obese,
Right.
guess what? That's not professional
you're,
looking.
No, that's exactly what's going to happen. Is like if you're not professional
Yeah.
looking in your uniform, then no, that's not cool.
So what you're saying is me right now.
I mean, you've had big guys, man. I've had guys that fail tape tests that score higher than guys that are like string bean dudes.
Right.
And you're looking at these little skinny guys, and they can't even pass the PT test. They can barely do 30 push-ups. But because he's not overweight, we're going to give them another chance.
But
You're also going to promote that motherfucker that can't do it. Be like, oh, I mean, well, he's skinny. Well, sorry, I was drinking last night, so that's why.
So I'm overweight now. Sorry.
But what looks better? That's what they go for, the image.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's the reality of it. Like, if you want to get down to it, they look at the image and say, this is the standard that we want to uphold. And I mean, I know that's what the Marine Corps was all about. So.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. The Marine Corps is all about image and standards. Like they're always on that. If you like I said, if you were overweight in the Marine Corps, like God help you. You know, here comes the extra.
Oh yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're out for blood.
Oh yeah, they're always out for blood, man.
Yeah, we've had them in infantry companies, and they were usually fucking destroyed, man. They used to get talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, mainly I'm talking in combat arms wise. Tankers, not so much. They were a bunch of fucking snack eating freaking fat boys who look like their
That's
uniforms.
across the board.
Their uniforms got painted on by some freaking artist. You saw all the rolls and everything. But I think a lot of this tape problem, it mainly came from, I think, the female side of the house. Because the females, man, you see some fat ass fucking females in uniform.
I wouldn't say it's all female service members that are fat.
No, I'm not saying that. I said some.
I saw a soldier the other day, and I was at the hood, and she was.
You were in the hood?
Me. Yeah, I was in the great place, the terrible place.
The great place.
And
I live in that
I'm
area.
like,
so.
I honestly thought, I'm like, yo,
sorry.
Is that a maternity uniform? Nope, this chick was as fat as me, and like she was eating Burger King, and I'm like, well, I'm fat, so I can't talk shit.
Right,
but,
Mr. Hawaiian Pizza over there.
I can't talk shit, but like, and I'm like, she gets it, and she gets to stay in.
She gets it.
She gets to stay in because I have no clue what she's doing to stay in. Her knees look really worn out on that uniform, though.
Oh,
but
that's messed up. No, sir, no.
I mean, Master Sergeant. I mean, she was a Master Sergeant, so I mean, maybe that's why Harry out of rags.
Probably because she just had a baby. I don't know.
What do they call you?
Like, that's probably
she
what
looked
happened.
like she's like 55 years old.
Hey, some private knocked her up.
Probably.
Jesus.
Does she have skin?
Okay. Let's try to avoid the obvious low blows there. But I do want to point out from the Military Times, like it was from American Military News. They had the article about this, and I wanted to bring up something that was really interesting about it. Is that 11% of the 2.1 million active duty National Guard and Reserve service members are non-deployable. 11% of that is non-deployable. And out of that 11%, there are 999,000 service members that are listed as non-deployable for administrative reasons, 20,000 for pregnancy, and 116,000 are for injuries. So, yeah. Apparently, we have more people than necessary on the rosters that probably could be cleared out for certain reasons. But
I mean, I agree with getting rid of.
They can't do it because of pregnancy. Like that 20,000.
Yeah.
That's one of those non-negotiable things. Unless, which I've heard this before, unless you're having them back to back in order to stay non-deployed. Different story.
Exactly.
I've heard those before.
And
But
everyone.
where do you draw the line with that?
I think if you had two kids back to back in the last 2 years in a 4-year enlistment, you're probably trying to stay non-deployed.
I get that. I had a staff sergeant that, I mean, she popped them out left and right, so.
Maybe they should go to mandatory tube tying in the.
No, you can't do that. That's
No,
unconstitutional.
it's unconstitutional. I wouldn't suggest that. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just the point that the military is already having trouble keeping and retaining individuals anyway. Not only that, we're having trouble keeping people recruited outside of other military families. Like that's kind of where we are right now. Right? So to have all these people that are non-deployable, that aren't actually they're not unuseful. Like they're useful individuals, but they are taking spots for people that do want to be there and do want to be in. I don't know. Like it's one of those double-edged sword things, you know?
As a guy who's, been through certain transitions or transformations within the military, before all this deployment stuff, before Afghanistan, Iraq, and all this stuff, you didn't really hear about this. If you're non-deployable, we're going to kick you out. You didn't really hear about this because we weren't an army at war. Yeah. This didn't really start until we started going to combat. Yeah, but I agree,
We're 15, 16 years in now. Like, 17 years in, like 18 years in. Like, this is where we are. Like, it's realistic.
When I joined the military, I joined understanding that, if something was to happen to me and I become unmarketable and useless, I can be kicked out. The same thing happens. I got it. You got hurt during a training event. Oh, I got it. You got hurt during a jump. I got it. Something bad happened to you.
If you got cervix-connected issues, man, like I got you. I understand that.
I got it. We understand, but you're no good to a fighting force anymore, so we have to let you go. Yeah. People have to understand that and stop feeling so freaking entitled. Like I signed my life away, and this is how you do it.
This is how you repay me.
Dude. I mean, we can't just have you sitting in S3 every freaking day collecting a check. You're a staff sergeant, 11 Bravo, getting the same amount of money.
He said
getting the same amount of money. Yeah, getting the same amount of money as a staff sergeant.
Yeah.
Out here, shooting and doing what he's supposed to do because you're broke.
Right. And then I agree with you on that.
And think about being broke. I got it. If you're broke and you can't deploy that one time because you're broke, I got it. But if you're not trying to rehabilitate and fix yourself to get unbroke, you have to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can't have a task and a purpose while you're in, and that's your task and purpose. If you can't have a task and purpose then what are you going to do when you get out? Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, you don't always have to have a task and purpose like after you get out, because there's certain individuals
I agree
that don't have the task and purpose when they got out, that know what they want to do, but then they become Oprah rich and have that fuck you money.
Oprah rich. Like I agree with you. I think one of the problems that we're going to run into here with this whole thing is they're trying reasons to find and kick people out, and they want a better fit fighting force. I get that. The only problem with that is, like, I think they're not offsetting it with the people that want to stay in, but they're only getting kicked out because of their tattoos or other policies that are being, discriminatory towards them in particular. They're good. They're good soldiers. They're good Marines. They just have too many tattoos. Which doesn't.
As long as. Yeah. In my opinion, as long as they aren't on your face, on your head,
absolutely.
Or
I agree.
I have no problem with it.
If you don't have Mike Tyson's stupid tattoo on your face, like that's not.
That should be the one exception to the tattoo.
Oh, you have to have the Mike Tyson one. Like, just
it's either that or
who is that? The Marine General? What was
the Commandant of the Marine Corps?
The Commandant of the Marine Corps put out.
I don't even pay attention.
Yeah, he put out that statement.
The guy.
I put it up on the Hooch. Like it's on there.
But he put out that statement, and he's historically fucked. Because if you think about throughout history, every major fighting force throughout history, not just the military, not just the United States,
it's a warrior thing. It's a warrior culture thing. Like, you look at any, especially like warrioristic cultures besides, like Roman times, and even then they had tattoos, but like any tribal warriors have always had tattoos. Like, tattoos have been ingrained in warfare since the beginning, man. Like,
beginning of time.
I mean, badass warriors, the Polynesian warriors. Look at the Hawaiian, Samoans, Maori.
Africans do it too. They still do it today. Like, except they do other kind of modifications too. So we won't go there.
Yeah, so it's a form of intimidation.
I think that we should just be thankful.
We're warfighters.
I mean, like you got certain countries that allow their soldiers and service members to do that. Take for instance Germany.
Look at the British, and they wear shorts in combat, and so do the Aussies. They have combat shorts. Literally, the
Aussies are fucking awesome compared to the Brits.
All right, anyone who's been to Afghanistan would know that when these tallies or these Afghan soldiers see you and they see you without your shirt, they see your tattoo, they're at awe with that stuff, and it's almost intimidating to them. Like, wow, this guy's got all this ink on him. It's a fear factor thing, and for this commandant to say that, like, not in my Marine Corps. dude, you're a dinosaur, dude. Hate to say it, hate to piss off a lot of Marines. You're a dinosaur, man. It's time for you to go. 35 years in the Marine Corps.
Can we bring Mattis back? There's only been a couple of commandants that Marines actually like Amos was not one of them, and neither is this guy. Like, dude, if you're making such a big deal about being barring enlistment because of tattoo policies, that's ridiculous. And now you're going to say, okay, now we got to get rid of all the non-deployable people too at the same time. What are you trying to do? You trying to gut your own fighting force? Like, you're getting rid of the guys that want to stay in camp because of their tattoos. Then at the same time, the people that are limp dicking it the whole time, you're like, no, just get rid of them too, and it's fine. But we get rid of the good guys too.
I remember right before I got out how they made me document all my tattoos.
Yeah,
and I looked at them. I'm like, wait, why do you need to document my tattoos?
Sergeant Major, what's his name?
Chandler.
Chandler made us all do that.
Raymond Chandler.
Yeah. I mean, we all had to do
the same
it.
thing that we caught shoplifting at the PX at the what's the place in Hawaii, the
Schofield Barracks.
No, not Schofield. No, I'm talking about the hotel that people can stay at when they were going on R&R.
I don't know. I've never been to Hawaii, I couldn't tell you.
Anyways, it's besides the point. So they made me document my tattoos right before I got out of the Army. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I'm literally in the Army for 2 more weeks, and you want to document all my tattoos?
Yes.
Now.
Yeah, because it's getting to that point with Sergeant Major Chandler, they wanted. Well, let's go back. So when you first sign your contract and they look at your body and you have no tattoos, right? Mm-hmm. And you start putting tattoo in your body, technically, you're
government property.
You're government property, and
you're supposed to report it if you get a tattoo. Yes,
but you're not supposed. You're not supposed to get anything put on your body. Yep. But it has never been really enforced.
Does it say that you're not allowed to tattoo it in your contract?
It says you cannot alter anything. You can't do anything to damage your body.
It's not damage, it's culture.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's why
based on the term.
And I regret it.
So when people started doing it, Sergeant Major Chandler was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. Let's document it. So now, if anybody gets tattoos after this, and we see it, we can take further measures.
Right.
I'm glad that Sergeant Major Daly. Yeah, and Sergeant Major Daly came in and squashed that stuff,
Sergeant
man.
Daly.
Young guy. Good dude, man. Probably within my generation. Out of all my years in the military, he's probably been the best Sergeant Major of the Army, that I've seen.
And kind of circling back into this, it's like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like they're changing so much within the Department of Defense. They're changing so much within the internal services themselves. They're getting rid of combat camera in the Navy. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they're
I don't really think they need it.
It's been around since World War II. That's one of those things. It's one of those culture things.
It's been around for a long time.
They're eliminating 52 enlisted service members and 4 officers for those ranks. It wasn't that big to begin with, and it was in 2 others. But they're shifting what those billets would be to other areas, is what they deem as necessary. I don't know. I guess coming from a camera guy, I'm a little bit biased on this. Is like, I think it's necessary, especially if you want, because you got to think of what happened in Vietnam. They didn't have anybody really dedicating what the military was actually doing there on their own terms. And if you take that away, then you give it back to civilian population to drive the narrative of what's happening in that war. And that's why combat camera is so important.
Let's get rid of combat camera. Let's just, how we have like body cams, or let's just throw a helmet cam.
Just start helmet camming everybody. Everybody in the battalion has to have.
But then everything will be scrutinized.
Yeah,
like your every move.
Always.
Yeah, you will be monitored 24/7.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I don't need some Joe out there with a freaking helmet cam, talking crap and
I don't need to see the guy jerking off in the porter shitter. Okay.
I don't need to see that stuff. I think
we would all love to see the guy.
I'd rather have a service member out there that's trained to do this, that's kind of out there telling the story.
Right.
Than some CNN hack out there talking about wearing a helmet. And in bed that you're spending more time protecting them. So don't get rid of combat camera. If they do, I mean, they're getting rid of, like you said, they're getting rid of an historical thing that's been around since World War II. It's a cultural thing for the military. It's always been there.
Yeah.
So I think they're making a big mistake by getting rid of it.
I honestly think they're making a big mistake too. I mean, it's such a small unit. I don't understand how much you're actually going to save by getting rid of certain combat camera members. Like, they're not getting rid of the whole department, but it's definitely going there. And then also 51s are getting axed in the Marine Corps. That's another thing. No more assault men. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the same thing as an 0311?
No, they're not. And if you said that to any assault men, they would probably kick you right in the nads.
I mean, I'll go for it. Hey,
No, because like
351s. You're the same
they
thing
were
as an
they
11.
were our explosives guys, man. Those are the small rockets and everything else. Like they're the ones that are breaching doors for you with the explosives. Like they're the smart ones and the grunts.
Really?
Yes.
We break down our grunts over here.
Yeah.
We're not just going.
We have certain grunts,
11 Bravos, we do all that shit ourselves.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the argument that they're making now is that they're gonna take those over to engineers and sappers. Like they're gonna get split up if they want to stay in that, or they're gonna go transition to just being regular O3s or like mortarmen or machine gunners, something like that. That's what they're getting treated.
I know Pogues that could do their job, so I mean, it's not that hard. I'm a Pogue. And
No,
you can't do it.
You can't.
Pogues can
That
definitely
is
do
an
your
outright
job.
lie, sir.
I've seen it. I've seen it. It's a joke.
I'm gonna say fake news. Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news?
That is fake news.
Hashtag
That is
fake
fake news.
It's like here's where you're going wrong.
No, but
Please tell me.
but what I was saying is that 11 Bravos, we breach our own doors. We have our own machine gun teams. I mean, it's all within our platoons.
Right.
So we don't have to go to another MOS to, hey, come breach our door. We have our breach guys.
Right.
But
And, within a squad, you're my breach guys.
See,
Go
what
up and
is
put a
it-
charge
set
on
up
the
that
door.
way?
Which is really interesting. You know what's real?
Yeah,
What I
that's
would
how the
like
Marine.
to see.
I mean, it'd be good if the Marine Corps would adapt that.
One of the things
you know?
I wish the Marine Corps would adapt is I know we love our corpsmen, but why can't we have our own medics? Like
I
that-
have always said that. Oh,
I mean, the Army has their own medics. Why can't we have our own medics?
I agree, 100%.
And do you guys have combat lifesavers too?
Yeah, we
In
have
each
we
squad?
have combat lifesavers. Most of the guys in my unit before we went to Afghanistan, we had to get certified as combat lifesavers, doing
I'm a
IVs
pro.
and everything. Like, so, like
Now,
that,
my question that is, you guys can have your own medics when you become your own branch.
Whoa,
ouch.
that was
That's a low blow, man.
that was low.
I mean, we've been begging for our own branch for a long time, but whatever.
Hey, if any time now is our time, Mattis is in power.
Right.
Like, come on, this is our time to shine, and you're gonna take a low blow like that.
He's gonna be the Marine Corps is going to.
The Marine Corps.
I love Mattis.
Marine Corps. Yeah, I mean, we all love Mattis. So, I guess, kind of shifting
That
away from
knife
these serious-ish topics. I guess my camera decided it wanted to go out too, so I put it on a mic. But to get away from this, I'm excited because Star Wars announced yesterday that the writers and creators of the TV version of Game of Thrones is getting their own films. I don't know what you guys think of that.
I mean, what are they going to be writing? What version of the?
No, they're getting their own set of stories, like the whole thing. Like they're getting.
So they're just creating stories.
They're gonna do everything within the Star Wars universe, and they're gonna expand on what they want to. Like they're gonna take what they want and make something out of it, which is really exciting. Like as
Is it
fans,
gonna be
like, it's gonna be
movie?
funny. It's gonna be great.
Movie or TV series?
I don't know. Like they were very vague about it. So like that's my question is. Are they going to get a series like an HBO series, or are they going to get a series of movies? That's what I wonder.
Please don't do a series. You're going to ruin it. You'll ruin it.
Okay, how do you think they're going to ruin it?
If they do a TV series, I think it'd just ruin everything, man. Because the beauty about Star Wars is the build-up, where you got to wait 2 or 3 years to see the next big thing. That's what makes Star Wars great. If I can watch it every day on HBO, you'll get bored, man.
But they've been throwing them out there left and right lately.
Yeah, I mean, but not a series though.
Yeah.
So every day a
got
weekly episode of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Eventually it'll ruin it because not every episode's going to be good.
No.
Hey, you're going to be like,
I
have a question.
wholeheartedly
Is the
disagree
policy-
with you on that. I do, because the reason why is like, if you've ever seen any of the animated series like Rebels, or you've seen the Clone Wars, as a series, it is freaking great. It really
but
is.
it's easier to do it with a cartoon.
It is, but because they have Game of Thrones behind them, using that big of a budget, Game of Thrones is one of the highest grossing. Not only that, but also the highest amount needed to produce a single episode itself. So they've already have a proven track record of being able to produce highly organized shows that cost a crap ton of money, right?
I've only watched a total of 30 seconds of Game of Thrones, so I can't even.
Which part was that? Was it with dicks or the boobs? Which one was it?
No, I'm good.
There's some boobs.
I totally lost my train of thought. It's cool.
I like the part when he was was it Mimosa? What's that guy's name?
Fuck, I don't know. I've never seen
The
the show.
big.
Me either.
He played
Jason Momoa,
Aquaman
man.
in it.
Oh, Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa when he was railing a freaking dragon, whatever princess.
I think that's the
I
only
love
part
Okay, I
I
didn't
saw.
know we were going in Sleastown tonight.
So tonight on,
This
on
is the
Pornhub
Hooch.
Radio.
This
Right?
is the
On
Hooch.
public
Remember
radio,
that. We are the Hooch.
Michael gets us fined by the FCC.
I don't watch Pornhub. I just rewind that scene.
Wait, what's that? Who are they?
Who's the FCC? I don't know these.
I don't know, but going
What's the
back,
FCC?
hey,
Yeah.
Coy, going back on nerding out. Did you see the new Deadpool trailer today?
I did see the new
Whoa.
Deadpool
Yes.
trailer.
Yes.
That is going to be
Right.
awesome.
I don't
I
know.
have not seen
What do
this.
you think about Cable?
I think
was that
it's
Ryan
gonna be
Reynolds
interesting
again?
To see what they do with the story with him.
Yeah.
Is Ryan Reynolds going to be Cable?
No. The guy
Why would
from
Ryan Reynolds be Cable?
Because he was Ryan Reynolds in the fucking preview today.
no, Ryan Reynolds is not Cable. He's
No.
Deadpool, but
But Ryan Reynolds played Cable in the fucking preview today.
no, he didn't.
I was watching it on my phone.
He played with a toy of Cable.
A toy of it. They actually showed
Yeah.
a trailer of Cable. He stopped it when he saw the green arm. He was like, "Oh my God, what
They
is
didn't
this
even-
guy?
like, I
Really?"
think that's
that.
funny that they did that. Like that's kind of that
Yeah.
irreverence that Deadpool has.
the fourth-
Like that's
With the fourth wall.
yeah, the fourth wall. Like whenever
Yeah.
Where
like
he
that's
brings out
his
Woody from Toy
main
Story.
that's his main thing is like being able to break the fourth wall. Like that's why people watch it.
Yeah.
What I find
trying to
interesting.
think
Ryan
of-
Reynolds was great at that, by
Oh,
the
yeah.
way.
Oh yeah,
well,
he definitely is.
Hey, before you go, Coy, what movie did Cable play in just to get Kai up to speed? What was he in? He's a
Crap, I'm
really
trying to
popular
remember.
actor.
I'll
He's,
look it up. And
You're getting
find
me
out.
up to speed too.
He was in. I know he was in a western.
I know who you're talking about. It's one of those guys that
Yeah.
you blank on the name.
Yeah, and you know who he is. And you know who he is if you see his face.
Yeah.
You'll be like, "Oh, I know that guy."
Yeah.
I know who it is. God, what is his name though?
Pull that shit up on IMDb.
I'm doing that right now. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just looking up for the cast. Jesus, why are you gonna be stupid?
He's-
No, not cats.
cool.
Cast. I'm gonna look up cats. Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah, you know who he is.
What was he in?
No Country for Old Men.
Yep.
No
Apparently
clue.
he played W. I didn't know that.
Was he in Milk?
Hail Caesar, Everest. Oh yeah, Sicario as the CIA guy.
Gotcha.
He was in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy as
Guardians of
Thanos
the Galaxy.
at one point. Yeah.
Yep. He plays Thanos.
He played the
Oh,
young.
yeah, yeah.
He played the young Agent K for Men in Black 3. That's kind
Okay, you
of where
said it.
he got really known for.
Yeah.
Jonah Hex and a few others.
All right, Coy, just to correct you, you said as Thanos. That movie hasn't come out yet.
Right. But
He will play.
He will play. It says it's uncredited. That's why I was like, okay, that's fine. But anyway, point being, Deadpool I find interesting is that it is now a Disney property. Deadpool is
Yes.
a Disney
Oh,
property.
So how many fuck jokes do you think there will be now?
No, it
I think
won't
it'll still be
fall
the same,
under Disney.
honestly.
Yeah, it won't fall under Disney, right? It'll fall under their other company that allows.
No. I mean, it's still under Fox. Don't get me wrong, but Disney
Yeah.
owns Fox now. So
Yeah.
technically, Deadpool's a Disney prince.
I
I'm
missed
just saying.
I've been out of the loop apparently.
So Disney.
Have you not
pretty
been
much-
following anything that's been going on? Jeez. God.
You know, I haven't. I've been.
Disney owns
we
Marvel?
literally just talked about this like a couple of podcast episodes
Episodes
back.
ago.
If you'd listened to our show,
What was it
jeez.
called?
Why
Mickey.
do we even have you on the show if you're not
Overlord,
going to watch?
Supreme Overlord Mickey.
Yeah,
That's what it was
Supreme.
called.
The episode's called Supreme Overlord Mickey.
We
Okay,
just talked
okay.
about this. We just talked about this.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, like,
Let's stay in the car.
We need more fanboys.
You did.
right, we do. Like okay, one of the things I would like to see for them to create is if they went with the Mandalorian Wars, like that would be their bread and butter. I think they would actually do a really good job retelling that situation in old Republic time, you know, and getting like Darth Revan involved in that. Like that would be a cool series or a cool series of movies to get started with them. If you guys even know what I'm talking about. I'm all nerding
Well,
out
I don't
over
really
here.
know that. I would love to
Nope.
see the. You know how Luke and Leia both had their own separate stories, and they had Jedi kids, and they.
Oh, you
Luke
mean
married
the
a Jedi.
expanded universe that doesn't exist
Yeah,
anymore?
Yeah, I would love to see that. Bring it back. I would love to see that.
I mean, I guess
There's a
they
lot
could if they were like just going like, yeah, you can make all these legend stories that aren't actually a part of the official canon. That would be like a big fuck you, wouldn't it?
If we're gonna do that, can we bring back Jar Jar Binks?
Oh
No.
no,
Not Jar Jar.
no,
Jar Jar.
screw you. Which is funny. Like I saw a listicle the other day about like something about like celebrities you didn't know were like well off right now, and one of them is the guy that played Jar Jar Binks is still rich off of that role.
He's not gonna watch the show.
Right? Like he's never gonna see the show, but he's totally rich right now. Like, which I think is completely.
You would
unfair.
never know. Maybe one day he'll look back and be like, "Yo, these motherfuckers were talking about me. They still remember who I am." And he's gonna be like, "Kai, I love you so much for bringing up the Jar Jar Binks
The
reference."
worst character in the Star Wars
I love
universe.
Yeah, I think
The
everybody
worst
can agree
character.
that Jar Jar Binks was like the
But
worst.
you know,
I love Jar
also
Jar.
now that we're on some nerd stuff,
Nerdy
you know, Solo's coming out too.
I did see
that looks pretty
and
good.
Look, I'm not holding my breath on that being any good. I'm really not. With the amount of trouble that they've been running into with the reshoots, getting a new director, and getting an acting coach for the main character, Han Solo, the actor, having to get an acting coach. Yeah, no, I'm not holding my breath. Now, Lando's character, the guy that plays Lando, is going to be amazing. He's always been amazing as a comedian.
Yeah, he's a
and
very
as
good
an
actor.
He's great. So I don't have any qualms with him. But the movie as a whole, I'm not sure because of how many things, like they've already had to push it back before. And then now they're like, yeah, we already did our reshoots, so we can still release it on time.
Well, it's
I don't know how
funny
good
how
it's
they're
gonna be
releasing
good.
it the same month Deadpool comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going
Yeah,
to be
They're gonna
I don't
lose
know.
it. They're gonna
They're
lose the
going to lose
Deadpool.
to Deadpool
Yeah.
if they do that. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, they're gonna lose.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, because like,
In
as
my
much as
opinion,
people wanna
Deadpool
see
is probably
Han-
the best Marvel
Oh yeah,
comedy
absolutely. Like
movie.
it's hands down one of the ones that are the best that Fox has ever produced. Honestly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And it sucks that they,
Most
as soon as they finally get a hit, they're like, yeah, we're selling it to Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking on Marvel, what you know, Black Panther comes out next week.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I have an
We should
idea.
go-
Mike,
we
do you want
should
to go
see
watch
that.
it? We can go watch it. We can go be extremely loud.
I'm gonna watch
I'm
it.
gonna watch it
I'm
live.
gonna go show up in a daishiki, in typical African garb.
Jeez,
You know,
you can do that,
You know.
Michael. You should have Kai there do that.
you be like, you know why I'm here.
Show me the
Be like,
way.
sir,
Show me the way.
sir, what movie are you here to say? You know what movie I'm here
You know
to
what
see.
movie I'm here to see. Show me the way.
I'm just gonna come with you. I'm gonna be your like token white boy.
And I want to bring my white friends with me.
Show me
not
the way,
judge
sir.
me.
Show me the way.
No.
No, you show me the
I
way.
pay him badly.
So this movie is not about Huey P. Newton?
God.
Who is this Black Panther? I thought it was about the Black Panther Party.
You thought it was a documentary. That's what happened.
Oh, a lot of people are going to be upset. They're like, Black Panther. Oh, shit. This is about Huey P. Oh, camera went out.
That happens
Sorry.
all the time.
Edit it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We're live.
This is what
This is what happens when we go live.
So we still have growing pains, America.
Yeah.
We're working on. We're
Figure
getting
it
better
out.
though.
We try.
We're getting
We try.
better.
But yeah, you should just go in there and do that whole impression and go, show me the way. Show me the way. You show me the way.
Show me to my seat.
Show me the way.
No, this is a black movie.
Right. Well,
Thank you for well.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see these different movies. Like they've been getting good, and they've also kind of staled out because they're kind of telling the same story over and over again. That's why I'm excited to see what the creators of Game of Thrones do with Star Wars. Should be interesting. The Han Solo movie, not exactly the happiest, or like not the happiest, but I'm not gonna hold my breath that it's gonna be any good. And if it comes down and it's really shitty, then it's kind of like, well, I thought so. But if it's better than I expect, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I
show me the way.
Show
I
me
think
the way.
Han Solo. I think Han Solo's going to be on the same level as The Force Awakens.
You think so?
It's going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be good, but it's going to be one of those movies that's not going to be. You know, people are going
It's
to be
not
talking about it.
rememberable, and like
It's
that's
not rememberable,
that's kind
yeah.
of what Star Wars is missing right now. That's why I'm excited for the Game of Thrones creators to be in Star Wars now, like as creators. It's like they know how to make something memorable and something that you love, absolutely love, and like
Yep.
they are going to do the universe so much justice than what they've been handed to it right now. You know,
which we hope.
right. Ryan Johnson,
Those are
he's a
big
great
statements.
director. I did enjoy, like, once I got over the initial shock of his movie for episode 8, or you know, like, that was cool, like what he did. It was kind of brave because he's like, I'm gonna do everything that you don't want me to do, and then it was totally different from the other movie, but then people still complained, and I think he's getting a short end of the straw, but I think it's going to do a lot better. That's just my personal analysis, my opinion.
We'll see, man. There's a lot of good movies coming out this year, so I mean, we're gonna geek the hell out all month. So hopefully, I think one thing we'll do, we'll plan a Hooch movie day to go watch Black Panther.
I'm down.
We're just gonna start doing movie reviews. That's what I really
so
like to do.
you know,
How many different lives can we get going on this?
well, we have to watch the movie first, and then we come back to the studio
And
and we
talk
give
about
our own review on it.
Spoilers.
Like,
Spoilers.
So what we do is
I'll give a spoiler alert quicker than
Right.
shit. Everyone dies.
So Black Panther ends up getting caught by the KKK.
Wow.
This is not the movie I came to see.
This is not the way. All right. Well, to kind of close out our show for tonight, Jarod. So, what do you got for us in terms of Blue Falcon story? What do you got? Who's giving you a good proper buddy fuck?
I got to think on this one for a second. Hold on.
What do you mean by buddy
you
fuck?
put-
I mean, like, me and Jared fuck all the time.
That's not what I mean, and you know it. You've been on the
Buddy,
show more
you
than
know-
enough.
Man, I'm drawing a blank. You put me on the spot right there. I wasn't expecting that buddy fuck.
All right, I got one then. Let me
Okay,
say.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
So I don't really tell too many buddy fuck stories because we allow other people to say it, but Coy and I really don't tell too many.
Yeah.
But there was this lieutenant in Iraq in 2008, and we had a lieutenant, and then he got fired because he gave us a wrong time for a mission during the elections, and the battalion commander was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" So we got fired on the spot, out in the sector. So we come back and they go, "Hey, you got a new lieutenant coming." So this guy was a 14-year break-in service former Marine. What are your machine gunners? 0331?
31s, yeah.
Yeah. He was a former 0331. So now he's an Army second lieutenant. Now you think about 14-year break-in service.
Yeah, that's a long
So-
time, though.
That's a long time. So at that time, I was 20. I was 30. He had to be almost 40. So there's a big age difference.
Yeah.
So I remember, we used to go out on missions, and our SOP was you had to tie your nods off to your belt and
Nods.
put them in your pocket, or you had to have another pouch, but they had to be tied off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember I'm doing my pre-combat checks. I'm going through everyone, and one of my freaking squared away saw gunners looks at the lieutenant, and he's new. He goes, "Hey, sir, just to let you know, SOP, you can't have your nods in your ass pack or butt pack." He goes, "No, they're good back there. I got a butt pack. They're good. They're good, PFC." I'm like, "All right, sir.
Okay, all right.
All right, sir. Hey, sir, I'm just letting you know, hey, squad leader, I got this. All right, sir. Do your thing." So, they go out to mission. I was sergeant of the guard that day. So the guys go out. My team leader was acting as squad leader. So they go out. I did my 12 hours of sergeant of the guard. I'm in bed. My platoon sergeant comes in because platoon sergeant, platoon leader used to rotate patrols.
Yeah.
So I was back with the platoon sergeant. He wakes me up. He goes, "Hey, H, you got to get the fleet together." I'm like, "For what?" "Fucking lieutenant lost his nods."
Shit.
Dude, this was like
Man.
the whole fucking thing was out there, bro. So it's like 10 o'clock at night. The company commander was doing a right seat ride with the new company commander. So you had two company commanders out there. You had our lieutenant out there. This motherfucker hated me. I hated him back. And we called.
I hate you, sir.
No, seriously.
I hate you.
Straight up.
I told him, dude. He's like, "Hey, sorry, I don't care for you too much, sir. I hate you fucking right back. What are you gonna do?"
So much right now.
And we called him, like I said, Breenus the Peanuts. His name was Lieutenant Lieutenant Brain. We called him Breenus the Peanuts.
Oh.
So we get out the sector and we show up. And my company commander, which he loved my ass, he calls me up. He goes, "Hey, H, all right, here, I need you to take these fucking flyers." And they already had flyers and everything made. I'm like, "Damn." He said, "You need to go door to door with your squad and fucking knock on, try to find these nods." So our lieutenants listening on the radio, they made him sit in back of the fucking MRAP. like you're on fucking timeout. This guy's a buddy fucker because the PFC told him, right?
Right.
So sitting back there and he's trying to transmit over the radio. He goes, "Hey, Blue 5. That was my call sign. Blue 5.
Blue 5.
Blue 6. Blue 5. Blue 5, this is Blue 6. Our company commander goes, former Blue 6, this is Barbaric 6. You're only to receive, not transmit. Roger.
Nice.
And I just get over. Roger that, sir. Receive or transmit for former Blue 6. So we're going around trying to look for nods, dude. And the thing is, we were up all night. The very next day, we had to do 48 hours of continuous ops of freaking out.
Oh, dick.
So up all night. Then the next day, we had to go into freaking election coverage for 2 days straight. So yeah, that dude was a buddy fucker, man, because he was so much on his fucking high horse as a lieutenant.
Right, that he didn't listen.
From a PFC saying, "Hey, sir, we don't do shit like that here," and they stole his nod. So he's a piece of shit, and I still hate him to this day. And if I saw him, I would punch him in his face.
Was that the same 6 that that had the CIB?
Yeah, that was the same guy. So he's a former Marine. He had what do you guys call it? Your car?
Yeah,
combat
action. Yeah.
So he had combat action ribbon. So he gets fired and he gets put in an S shop, which not all dirt bags get put there, but a lot of dirt bags.
Not everybody gets put in a shop. Yeah, I was gonna say like that's mean. Thanks.
But but he was. So he gets there, and he's sitting in a chow hall, and he has a CIB on. And our first sergeant, this ranger walks up and is like, "Hey, sir, why do you have that CIB on?" "Oh, I have a car." He goes, "No,
that's not
do
yours."
You have order? Yeah, he's like, "Take that shit off." He made him take it off, bro. Yeah, but that's my Blue Falcon story. Brenus the Penis. Remember that name. A lot of my boys remember.
Brenus the Penis.
1H infantry. Brenus the Penis.
Okay, Jarod, do you got one now that you heard it?
I for some reason, buddy fucking stories like directly towards me aren't coming to me, but I can think of a time that my whole squad got buddy fucked.
Hey, there you go.
So,
go with that.
Yeah. So we were just out in the field. We were doing some ops. It starts pouring down rain. And it's been pouring down rain for about 6 hours, right? So we go on patrol. And right before we get back to where we're staged, there's a creek. And lo and behold, there is a Humvee stuck in the creek. So drop down in the creek, provide 360 on this Humvee until we get a recovery vehicle that I can see 100 yards away. Those are my fucking guys. But I'm not to fucking move. Yeah. So we were in this fucking creek. The sergeant who fucking went to go get the recovery vehicle apparently forgot or whatever the fuck. I have no clue. But anyways, I can see my fucking guys. The vehicle's not getting started. I'm getting pissed because it's pouring down rain. I'm in a creek. It's muddy as hell. Like, I'm starting to get up to the chest in fucking water and shit. And then, well, actually, this goes into a whole nother buddy fuck story. So we're in this creek for like 3-4 hours, right? So fucking get back. Everybody's fucking already laying down, whatever. Cool. I can't find my fucking pack because they threw my shit everywhere. They're like, "Oh, hey, you got Firewatch." What? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Like, so I sit there, I fucking propped up against the vehicle. I fell my ass asleep, and fucking the sergeant came up and started talking some shit, and I'm like, "Dude, go fuck yourself." I was like, "I've been sleeping in the fucking rain, like, for 12 hours now. You can go fuck yourself." Like,
I'm done. No, sir. No.
Like,
If you would have told me to fuck myself, I would have killed you.
Probably.
I mean,
I probably would have butt fucked yourself.
Hey, Sergeant, go fuck yourself.
go fuck yourself.
I'm not like my sergeant.
Hey,
know,
Mr.
man.
Harris,
Certain
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Deputy.
Do you have that go fuck you money?
Yeah, if you you can only do that if you have go fuck you money. Like that's as long as you're Elon Musk, you can do that. Anyway, okay, so that's kind of, we got to wrap up the show, guys. Thanks for sharing, Mike, with your buddy fuck story. Same thing with you, Jarod. Thank you for coming on and do that stuff. So tell everybody where they can find you and what you for your stuff.
All right, so The Oath, you can find us at theoathvetproject.com, Facebook, Instagram, The Oath. So as well, we're going to be trying to collaborate with these guys as much as we can. When you go to The Oath, you will see a store up now. We just brought that up last week. We've got some coffee mugs, some coasters, that type of thing. They're all on sale right now. 100% of the profits go to our veteran nonprofit,
right?
And tax free shipping right now. So go check it out, guys.
That's awesome. We should in the future be working on getting shirts out for everybody. I know people have been asking about this particular hat. And any kind of apparel from us. We are getting those. That will be coming down the pipe soon. So don't worry. We have cool stuff for you. We'll probably do a giveaway as soon as we get them in. We also have Opsolent shirts that you can get at opsolence.com at the store. They get some pretty cool ones for that. Support us, support them. Great veteran, military, police community, all these guys that work for Opsolence are, in what we do. Counterterrorism, police officers, military. That's what they love. That's what they do. It's all experience commentary. Go read. Go look. I've got a few articles myself on there. If you want to go read those, find me. Look me up.
Hey, Michael's a contributor now.
Yeah, Michael is a contributor now. So
I can I make a shout out real fast?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I also want to shout out to American Trigger Pullers. They've also helped donate to the SWEC. Yeah, well, let me
do that.
He had a beautiful
plug. Do it, Dan.
Go ahead.
Well, I want to thank American Trigger Pullers for giving these awesome shirts to us.
I'm still waiting for my unicorn shirt. I love that shirt.
I got it at the house. I forgot to bring it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
thanks, guy.
so I want to shout out to American Trigger Pullers. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat at American Trigger Pullers. Founded by a bunch of veterans, Rangers from the 75th Ranger Regiment. Some badass motherfuckers.
I got one more plug. That's going to be Tattoo One Source. It's the Google of the tattoo world. You need to find a model. You need to find a tattoo shop or a particular artist. Go on there. Go online. Tattoo One Source. Find everything you need. But yeah, that's it for our show this time, guys. Be with us next week. We're going to be live again, as always. Listen to some of our other past podcasts. Rate us, like us. Go on Patreon. If you love us, you support us. We want to do this all the time for you guys, but we obviously need help with that. Just starting out, we definitely could use your patronage, your support, basically just your money. Just put it shamelessly. But we plan on making a lot of great content, a lot of live content, as well as doing our own original comedy sketches and series that we plan for the future. We've got a lot of great talent for that lined up. But anyway, that's it for us this time, guys. We love you, and we are
out.